Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I thought I would do I have a couple of ideas to do here and there. However, I need to wait for a few things to fall into place first. My hair's a mess. It's been straightened, that's why it's like this. Makes no sense, but when my friends are straightened, it pings up at the back. But yeah, so basically, I was like, I have a couple of videos I want to do, however, I don't know how to film them and I haven't really got the time to film them, if that makes sense. So yeah, so today, my friend messaged me last week after I uploaded last week's video, and he was like, you know what you should do? My friend's Andrew, by the way, he'll get pissy if I don't shout him out. Andrew. He was like to me, he's like, you should do horror stories from college, and I was like, I don't think there's any like absolute horror stories. There's not like any absolute horror stories, there's just absolutely I don't know, crackers, I suppose. It's hard to say like what they are, but definitely some funny moments like with lecturers and that. Obviously, like, disclosure, I will not be saying the lecturers' names, the staff's names, obviously my classmates' names. Will not be saying any of their names. So yeah. So for you that don't know, I left high school in 2019, end of 2019, May time in 2019, and then I started where I work. And then I went to college in September. So from September 2019 to June 2020, I did level 6 acting and theatre performance. And then after that, for summer, what I'm currently studying HNC musical theatre. So I did acting last year. On the acting course was attached it was the higher drama. I chose not to do the higher drama. I chose to do a National Progression Award, which is an NPA in musical theatre. So there's a bit of background. Yeah. So basically, how do I start this? Let's just say there was 2 lecturers that pretty much, one of the lecturers didn't like the class, apart from like a few. The other lecturer just didn't like me and my group of friends. So there's 2 lecturers that were like, The thing was, the lecturer that didn't like me and my friends, everyone liked as a lecturer, just didn't like her. Still not fond of her, to be honest. She's on lecture this year, which is really good. Yeah, so like people that watch this and like know who I'm talking about, lol. Hi guys. This lecturer, what should we call her? Let's call her Patricia. So Patricia, she taught us not computing skills. It's like not computing skills, but like, of course it was kind of like English, but not English, and it was only lasted 6 months college timetable. So we're like, fine, fair enough. So basically we had to do like this written presentation for our something daft like that, and it could be on whatever we wanted it to be, as long as it related to acting. The first day we walked into our class, I sat at the back with the guys that I'd made friends with, and these 2 girls that weren't, I believe they were at the induction day. These 2 girls came to sit beside me, and one of the girls had lost her voice, and I was like, hi, I'm Olivia, nice to meet you. I don't think I spoke to her properly on induction day. So I was like, hi, blah, 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 and then she was like, oh, I've lost my voice. Like, you could tell that she'd lost her voice. Bearing in mind, my class at this point was probably like 25 of us in this class. So there was me and the 2 guys that I made friends with on induction. We were all sat in the back row, and we had to turn to the person beside us, learn about the person beside us, and present it to the class. So we did that, and it comes to these 2 girls. And one of them's like, I told you at the start, I can't talk. Generally, if this girl stood at the front of the class, me and my friends at the back would not be able to hear her. So this girl like genuinely lost her voice, and the lecturer was making Patricia was making her do it, and it was so funny. Like, she kicked off and everything, and that's kind of when the whole class got the sense of Patricia's a bitch. From that moment, first day we met her, we were like, oh, she's a bit of a bitchy lecturer. And then that's how my group of friends all came to be, because we all sat at the back of her class. So yeah, that was one situation. And then a few months down the line, I can't remember what was happening, and we'd all got moved about the class, so I usually sat at the back. Basically at this point, I think Patricia accused me of plagiarising my my report. It gets better, trust me. She accused me of plagiarising because I had used Americanised words And I was like, that they words are in my vocabulary. In my vocab, or not even gonna try and say that word. I was like, they words are in my vocab. So I'm not plagiarizing. Trust me, when I say that my written work a lot of the time doesn't sound like I have written it, because when I write a lot better than I speak. But I still can't spell, so it doesn't matter. So at this point, I think this was the day she accused me of plagiarising my essay. I think this day was like a horrible day. It was just, no one was in the mood. And one of my friends, she's not at a college, she's not at our college anymore, so she was sat at her computer and she had her phone out, and Patricia was like, can you put your phone away? And she was like, yeah, just give me 2 seconds, I'm having to forward something onto the other lecture we had in the morning. I almost said her name there, which was true. Our lecturer in the morning, let's call her Susan. Susan had asked her to forward her, I believe it might have been her sonnet at this point, I can't remember, but she had asked for work to get forwarded. So that's what she was doing, and the lecture kicked off. She started shouting at us. Then out of nowhere, so I'm sat at the front with one of my friends in the group, one of the guys, I was sat at the front, and we're just sitting there and we're like just chilling, like listening to this woman scream her head off, and my friend was trying to defend herself, and because I was at the front, they were further back, so I couldn't see what had happened, and out of nowhere, this voice just shouts, can you shut the fuck up, please? And we sat there, and me and my friend looked at each other, we're like, was that my friend, like, the girl that was on her phone? Was that her that shouted at? No, it wasn't her. The girl that was on her phone, she was very feisty, so she would have shouted it. We turned round to the back where all the silent kids are, and I was like, holy crap. One of the silent kids screamed at Patricia to tell her to shut the fuck up, and I was like, oh shit. It was just like one of these, it was so funny. I think, yeah, and it's just everyone was gobsmacked. We were like, how, like, we'd only known each other for a couple of months, but like, we didn't know that she was capable of doing that. And we were like, bro. So yeah, Patricia was very a bitch. Honestly, for my first year of college, it was alright. I liked my class. Just some of the teaching stuff sometimes a bit. So I had this lecturer from start to beginning, and I don't know what the hell was wrong with her. I'll just say that. She was a very larger than life character, but not like kind of me larger than life in a really weird way. So basically me and my friends like, yeah, we like to muck about and that, but like we would still do work. And I remember one day I came in ill. It was one of these times, so we were doing an exercise of finding, what's it called, the caverns in your body, the resonance chambers, that's in your body. So it involved bending forward, and I said to her, I was like, look, I'm really not well. If I bend forward, I'm gonna get head rush, and I did. I almost fell over several times because I tried to do this exercise. So I did it. I leaned forward the first time, and then I had a coughing fit because I'd leaned forward, and as I said to her, I was not well. I was not ready to do this. So I leaned forward and then had a coughing fit. So then the girl I was working with, she burst out laughing, and then next thing you know, the lecturer just kicks us out of the class. We kind of looked at each other, and like everyone else in the class kind of looked at us, and we're like, wait, what? Like our friends were all beside us, like my friend group were all beside us. They were kind of looking at us going, what the hell have you done? I was like, I've just coughed. I went to her, I was like, I'm sorry, I told you I wasn't well. I leaned forward and I had a coughing fit. She said, get in my class, I don't care. I was like, fuck you then. So me and my friend, we wandered to college. We did what high school kids do, like wander the college. But no, we were trying to find our head contact to tell her that we just got kicked out for absolute no reason. Like, I'd had issues with this lecturer for like a couple of months now, and I got kicked out for coughing. That just did not add to it. But can't forget that this lecturer. So this lecturer said to this girl, this is the same girl that was on her phone in Patricia's class. She said to her, she was like, she got a bit nervous presenting something in front of like the class and her. Like, I think everyone felt nervous presenting stuff in front of this lecturer because she was really, I feel like personally she was really judgmental. Like, I did not like presenting stuff in front of her. So like this girl got really nervous and she was like, you just need to, you just need to get over your stage fright. Yeah. Lecturer told this girl just to get over your stage fright, and I was like, well. And the final straw for me with her was she basically reported me to my main contact, saying that I don't do work in her class, I don't pay attention, I don't try hard, I don't do this and I don't do that. And like my lecturer was having a talk with me when we were doing one of our units and I was having to get filmed, so like it was just me and her in the room anyway. She was talking to me about it and I was like, that's not true. And she was like, what? I was like, that's not true. She's just trying to pin everything against me. And my lecturer was like, what? I was like, yeah, I do work in her class, I do try, but she just has something against me. Like, she's always shouting at me. And then I told her the story about telling my friend to get over her stage fright, and I was like, yeah, she just always seems to pick on me and my group of friends. Like, it's not fair. Like, it's always us getting in trouble when someone else could do exactly the same thing as us, and that would be fine. But as soon as I do it, I get in trouble. I was like, I'm not happy with her because she knew about the time where the women had kicked us out the class because I was having a coughing fit. And she was like, she twisted us against our lecturers, if that makes sense. So she would tell our lecturers one thing and the lecturers would believe her because she was an adult, whereas the lecturers would believe us because we were the students. And I was like, mate, that is so twisted. But yeah. There was good times as well with like college. So I got to do Jekyll and Hyde with them all for musical theatre, which was it was very stressful, but quite fun. Like in the end, I really enjoyed it. Hanging about with like guys that do musical theatre that understand you, like just bursting a song and dance with you as well. Like, I love working with the guys. I'm working with the guys now on the course, so they're doing their second year, I'm doing my first year. So like, it's fun. Like, I do miss them all and that. That's probably one of the only upsides about college. Going to spoons every so often, having a bevy before class. Technically I could though, because a lot of time when we go to spoons, I wouldn't have a class in the afternoon so I could get a drink. Like, I've had good times with them. It's just so much the academic side of the lectures and that, some of it hasn't been fun, but a good I will say this, like a good hint to show you how much I really did not like my acting lecturer last year, right? So I did Jekyll and Hyde. Situations arise during Jekyll and Hyde, and unfortunately I ended up taking over one of the roles for one night. I ended up understudying one of the roles on Lady Beaconsfield, for you that know the show. So I ended up understudying the role. It was like a big massive situation. Like, I got the role a week before the show, 2 weeks before the show. I was very stressed, poor little Olivia. I just finished doing Footloose with my theatre group, so I'd just done that show and they were like, yeah, can you take over this role in Jekyll and Hyde? I was like, well, what's happened? And they're like, well, such and such has happened. I was like, okay. So I got to do the Thursday matinee, which was the one that my class were coming to. But it was that lecturer was taking them, and I remember saying to everyone backstage, like, everyone could tell how like nervous I was. Like, I'm not someone that gets, like, I get nervous for shows, but I never, and I mean never, have gotten that nervous for a show. My stress and like nervousness and anxiety has never peaked to like what it did. I was so nervous. Like, everyone backstage was looking at me and they were like, oh my god, you're like, are you okay? I was like, well, no, because this lecture's here. Everyone knew how much I did not like her and how much she did not like me, and I was like absolutely nervous. I was like, she's gonna rip the performance apart, she's gonna tear me up on the Monday that I have her, she's gonna be like, well, you could have done that. But yeah, I was very, very anxious, and I get excited and I get nervous, but not that nervous, not that anxious. I mean, I've got something to look forward to. So I applied to a couple of days ago, well, last week, when this video goes up, last week, I applied to AmeriCamp to be a camp counsellor for this summer season. So I had my interview the other day there, and I'm just waiting to hear back from them. If I'm successful with the interview, then I'm definitely going to America for summer. So that's something I'm kind of looking forward to. It means I'm gonna have to like miss every last week or two of college. It's fun, it's great, it's like, but yeah, that's probably gonna do it for today's video. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you next time.